out!
First of all, what I realize now after making this movie, San Andreas, is that it's making a movie in the disaster genre is hard to do. It's not easy because it requires a lot of devastation, which requires a lot of visual effects. It requires a lot of teamwork. It requires a lot of, again, devastation. So, yes, many times New York was the location, and in this case, we wanted to make a movie that was about arguably the most famous fault in the world, San Andreas, and not make a movie about an earthquake, but about the largest earthquake of all time. And in that spirit, a lot of what we know of LA goes bye-bye.
In a world, well, I'm joking. In a world, in a world where half of the population decides to ignore the scientific evidence of man-made climate changing or other potential natural disasters like building infrastructure on the San Andreas Fault, what do you think this says about our civilization?
We're always looking to grow, and we're always looking to expand and evolve. And building infrastructure on the San Andreas Fault is our natural way of saying, I don't think necessarily ignoring science as much as it is, we do want to grow, we want to live life. And I can tell you this, that the most fascinating part about making San Andreas for me was, aside from the visual aspect of San Andreas, because visually the movie is spectacular and it's relentless and heart-pounding, it's all these things. The most fascinating part about San Andreas was the scientific research that we had done by bringing in the top seismologists, top earthquake experts and scientists from University of Southern California, Caltech, and spending time with those individuals was fascinating because I felt like before I respected global climate changes, science. I thought I did, but after I spent time with these scientists, I have a newfound respect for Mother Nature, the global changes, by the way, that we have in terms of climate and everything else that we're doing, and in terms of science.
Your character stands out as a very complex and emotional characters in this film. Is this why you choose to make San Andreas besides other projects?
Yes, because with the very first time I read the script, I thought that it was a great opportunity to make a very big, epic movie that if you did it right, when you do disaster films right, like a Titanic, The Perfect Storm, Towering Inferno, when you do movies like those right, then you have a shot at standing the test of time and really doing something special. But the key with those movies, and I felt like the key with San Andreas, is exactly the point that you just said, was character. And making sure that people cared about the characters, that you had an anchor character in your male lead that was flawed and like we all are, by the way. So the very first time I read it, he was going through a divorce. I know what it's like to get a divorce. I'm a divorced man. He was struggling with his relationship with his teenage daughter. I struggle with my relationship with my teenage daughter. So immediately I connected to the characters. And then also, you have these female characters who are not damsels in distress. They're very strong. They're very thought-provoked. They instigate and they kick butt too as well. So it all comes down to the characters, like you said, and I think we found a really good blend of incredible action on a big epic scale and fantastic characters.
Everybody down!